Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another College and Career Pathways, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we provide you with information on various colleges and universities, financial aid resources, skilled trade professions, technical programs, training programs, and career readiness skills, all designed to help you make the best career decisions possible. I'm Toni Cureton, your host, and today we are going to be talking about how to do college um, as debt-free as possible. So I'm going to open up my screen and share my PowerPoint, and then we can get started. Okay, just give me a second. I am going to cut my video off so that I reduce any issues that I have with my bandwidth. So, all right. So again, today we're going to talk about how to do college as debt-free as possible. So a college education is like one of the biggest expenses that you'll encounter, mortgage, cars, but a college education is a big expense. And whether you are a student or a parent who's trying to help your student go to college and pay for it, the price tag, it can be overwhelming. And today, college expense is higher than ever before. The average annual yearly cost of most universities is around 36,000, depending upon where you go. It can range about 26,000 to about 36,000. Wayne State, U of M, Michigan State, they're your higher end, and then your lower end expense wise. I'm not talking about education. Expense wise will be like Grand Valley, Saginaw Valley, EMU. And so graduating from college without the burden of student loans, it's a significant benefit. And instead of making loan payments once you graduated, you will be in a better position career-wise to really get your future started. And the money that you're earning from the position that you receive, from the job you apply for, that can be going towards, saving for your first home, or buying that first car, or other things, starting a business. Maybe you went into business when you were in college. And instead of paying a student loan, now the money that you're earning can go towards that. So I'm going to share a few tips on ways that you can cut your college expenses and do college as debt-free as you possibly can. So, first savings tip is go to community college. Your freshman and your sophomore years are your liberal arts or gen ed years. And that means every course that you take is the same: English comp, psychology, sociology, no matter what school you attend. And so if you go to your local community college, you can save on college tuition because you will receive your in-district rate. And that can cut the cost significantly. For example, Macomb Community College right now, in-district tuition rate is about $171 per credit. Out of district rate is about $269 per credit. Now, you have to take an English comp class. English comp is usually 3 to 4 credits. Wayne State is offering courses at about 450 or slightly above per credit. So if you live in Macomb County and you have to take an English comp class, if you took it at Macomb Community at $171, we'll round it up and say 2 and 3 credit hour class, that's $600. That same English comp class from Wayne State at 450, that's $1,300. So it is a significant savings if you go to community college your first 2 years and complete all of your liberal arts class from community college. That's your first way of saving tuition expense when you're trying to go to college. Next, employer paid tuition. A lot of students, once they graduate high school, they want to get a job. And you understand, they have expenses, plus they're through with high school now, and they want to be independent and start making their own money. And that's great. And then a lot of students want to do this while they are attending, college. And that's great also. But this should be a focused job search. There are companies specifically like Taco Bell and KFC and Amazon that offers, Starbucks is another company. These are companies that offer 100% tuition reimbursement, which means that you can take a course at any school, any college, and of course you have to pass it. And when you do, you submit your documentation to your employer, and they will reimburse you the cost of what you paid for the course, which means it didn't cost you anything. And this is an excellent way to pay for college. This is an excellent way to earn your college degree, earn credits towards your college degree without it coming out of your personal pocket. Again, when you are going for positions, you're filling out applications, check the company website, talk to their HR department, and find out what benefits they offer, full and part-time employees, and find out whether or not they offer tuition reimbursement. And if they do, or if they don't, that might be something you should consider when accepting an offer of employment from a company. That really should be a deciding factor. For example, like I said, Starbucks is a company that offers tuition reimbursement through Arizona State University. If you take all of your courses online through Arizona State, or if you live in Arizona, it will be 100% tuition reimbursement through your employment benefit at Starbucks. There are a lot of companies that do that. Is as I'm showing here on the screen. Taco Bell is one, KFC is one, Amazon is one. Just go do your research, go online, check out the company's website, see what types of benefits they offer, and if tuition reimbursement is one of them, then that might be one of the places that you consider applying for. It will help you significantly save money when you are going to school. Tip number 3, attend an in-state public university. I know a lot of kids, when they graduate from high school, they want to go away to school, and that's great. It really is. It's a great experience. However, The objective is to do college debt free. So if you do college in your state, you'll save significantly on tuition because there is always an out of district rate that you'll have to pay if you attend a school that is not in your state, not in your district. You know, when you want to go to California or Florida or Ohio, they have a higher tuition rate because you're not a resident of the state of Florida or Ohio. So if you're interested in saving on your tuition expenses, then consider going to your local state universities. We provide an excellent um, education here in Michigan. So we've got some great universities that you should really uh, look at first before you consider going out of state. Next, we have 13 different universities here in the state of Michigan that are all offering a tuition-free scholarship. Central, Eastern, Ferris, Grand Valley, Michigan State, Northern Michigan, Oakland, Saginaw Valley, U of M, Flint, as well as Dearborn and Ann Arbor, Wayne State, and Western. All of these universities have a tuition-free program for students that are Michiganders. You have to fill out the FAFSA application, and if your income falls under a certain level, and those amounts are shown here on the screen, if your income falls under a certain level and you are Pell Grant eligible, then you will be able to attend any of these universities and not have to pay tuition. Now, you still will have to apply and qualify and get admitted. And if you live on campus, if you're going to live on campus, you will have to pay your housing. But the tuition for the fees for your classes, those will be free to you if you meet the Pell Grant eligibility and your income, your family's income falls under a certain dollar amount. It varies per school, but this is a great opportunity. If you're eligible to go to CMU or Michigan State, and you apply for the Pell Grant and you are awarded Pell Grant, you should go. My goodness, you won't have to pay. I was speaking earlier on using Wayne State as an example, the $450 per credit, you won't have to pay that. That'll be free to you because you meet all of the other eligibility criteria. So this is a great opportunity for you to cut your college expense. Apply to any one of these schools. And again, if you're Pell Grant eligible and your income falls under a certain dollar amount, then you can go to these universities tuition free. And that will save you a ton of money. Next, I was sharing that you should attend your local community college and that you should attend your in-state university. When you do, live at home. Forego living on campus. If you live on campus, depending upon, because it varies per school, because each school has their own rates and their fees. If you go to a university that you can commute to, it's not very far from you. Like, for example, if you live in Detroit and you want to attend Wayne State, well, instead of living on campus, live at home and take classes. That will cut your tuition expenses by about $13,000 to $15,000 per year, because housing runs between I'm going to say between $12,000 and $16,000 a year, depending upon the school you attend. But if you live at home and you commute, or if you live at home and you attend a school that allows you to take the classes online, that will save you. It will cut your expenses in half. It's the savings is so significant. So this is something else that you really should consider. Consider staying in state, and consider, foregoing living on campus, forego living on campus, and live at home and do your 4 years at home. You'll save so much money. And the money that you save will then enable you to move out when you graduate and get your degree and get your first apartment or condo or home, because you will have saved so much money. So live at home, save your housing dollars and put that towards your life once you graduate. Next, you should work. You should work part-time, full-time, whatever you have available, whatever you're offered, and whatever you can handle, because working and balancing school can be a challenge. You have to be extremely disciplined and focused. So you have to block out time, schedule time for your studies, and incorporate your class time, and incorporate the time you're going to need to work. But you should work. You should work at least a part-time job. Believe it or not, working really helps you to focus and be more productive when it's time for you to attend your classes and study. There are several options you have. You can do a work-study program and work a part-time job on campus through financial aid, or you can get your own part-time job independently and make your money that way. You also, and this is, really new within the last 5 or 6 years that's been coming up. You can start a side business and be an entrepreneur. You can tutor, you can do hair, you can provide a service, delivery service, and you can do crafts. If you are studying art or design in school, you can create things and sell them online. There are a lot of opportunities that you can utilize to make money on the side. And that will bring significant income to your pocket while you're trying to, study and generate income for your expenses. That's a great opportunity. If you cut your own hair, advertise on campus that you're a barber, and, you can cut hair. If you braid hair, you can advertise, hey, I braid hair. Or if you can do nails, you do a great job. Start advertising to do this on the side for yourself to generate a little money that way. These are great opportunities for you to earn income and put away towards savings or expenses you might have. These are great ways to find opportunities for you to make money to assist you in your college expenses. Next, and this is such an awesome opportunity. When looking for employment, there are several things you should consider. Like I said in the beginning, look for companies that offer tuition reimbursement as a benefit. But here's another way that you can significantly save money and add value to your educational expenses. Apply for a job at a college or a university. Because as an employee, and I don't mean when I say apply for a job, I don't mean, the work study job where you're working at the campus bookstore. I'm saying no, become a part of the administrative staff of your college or university. Because if you become an employee of the college or university, you are definitely going to be offered the ability to attend that college or university's program for free. They also provide a benefit to people who have parents that work for a college or university. They provide the benefit where their children can attend their school or their program for free. So that's another place that you should really look into when you're trying to um, get a job, as well as add extra benefit to your educational value, because now you are employed by the school. Now you're employed by the program. Now you're employed by the university, and you won't have to pay tuition at all. So if you can get a job at a college or university, awesome sauce. Awesome sauce. Next, apply for scholarships. Apply, 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 apply. I cannot stress this enough. There is no limitation on how many scholarships you can apply for. As many as there are out there, you can apply for them. There are websites, there are apps that if you fill out the profile information, they will send the scholarships that you qualify for based on the profile information you entered straight to your phone. That way you don't miss any deadlines, any opportunities that come up for scholarships. So many companies at the end of the year have hundreds of thousands of dollars left over in unclaimed scholarship money, because most students just simply feel like either they don't qualify, they won't get it, or they just don't want to be bothered, in filling out a scholarship application. Be bothered, take a minute. It's not as difficult as you think it is. There are scholarships that are based on merit, academic or athletic achievements, or for specific abilities and talents. But not all of them are for that. There are so many scholarships that really, if you will just answer some questions or write an essay about yourself, autobiography, telling, your background, what your future plans are, what you plan to do with your education, the field of study you're going into. If you craft a scholarship essay like that and send it off to those scholarships that require an essay, you will be surprised. You'll get it. What you should do to prepare in advance is craft a 250 word to 500 word essay and have it. Put it in a file and mark it scholarship file. And whenever a scholarship opportunity comes up, you can just tailor it to that specific question or points that they want you to cover in your scholarship essay and send it off. Again, there are so many companies that have scholarships that go unclaimed because students, they just don't think they're going to get it. But it's like Vegas. You can't win if you don't play. You have to fill out the essays. You have to answer the questions if you want to win. And it doesn't hurt. Oh my goodness, it doesn't hurt for you to try. It doesn't hurt for you to submit it. This is free money. And here's the beauty of this. For the most part, they're not going to require that it be that the money be utilized for specific things. Some scholarships do have specifications as to what they want the money applied towards, but overall, the majority of them do not. And that means that you can then take that money, and if all of your tuition is paid for through Pell Grant and you know, the Michigan Achievement Scholarship or TIP or any other program or grant opportunity, and everything is covered, and now you just won this $1,500 scholarship, you now can take that $1,500 and utilize it for whatever needs or responsibilities that you have. You can buy a computer, or maybe you do have rent to pay in an apartment or somewhere. You can pay that. And again, there's no limitation. If you apply for 20 scholarships and you win 10 of them, you can utilize that money for whatever. And here is a huge, huge tip. If you apply for scholarships and for this semester, all of your obligations are satisfied, your tuition, your fees, your housing, all of that has been covered and paid for. And so now this scholarship award money, it does not have anything, earmarked for it. It's just money that you were just awarded, and you don't have anything set or planned for it. You can always put it in the bank and save it towards your junior and sophomore years, where you may have now more financial responsibility because Pell Grants are reduced or eliminated, or you now have that money that you can put towards your tuition. There is no harm in doing that. There is no rule that you're violating if you do. So again, if everything is satisfied currently, you can always put it in the bank for your future semesters of tuition and expenses. Apply for scholarships. Again, cannot stress this enough. However many you come across, apply for all of them. Apply for all of them. Okay. That is all I have for this presentation. I do have a couple questions in the chat that I'm going to go to and answer. Do you know of any specific universities that have on-campus jobs and their qualifications? Okay, all universities have on-campus jobs, and you will be able to find that information out at each university center or each college center. If you are referring to becoming an employee of that college or university, then you would need to go to that college or university's HR department to get that specific information. But if you're talking about work study jobs or just part-time jobs on college campus, the university center will have all of that information. If you're talking about becoming an employee, then you have to go to that school's human resource department. Also, if you're talking about becoming an employee of that school, their website, again, the HR department on each college's website, it could be under careers. They will have a description of positions that are available, as well as the benefits that are being offered for each of those positions. Okay, so with all of that being said, is there any questions? Please feel free to unmute and ask, or if you prefer, you can type them in the chat and I'll be more than happy to answer.
Hey, Miss Toni. Hi, would it be possible for you to send this presentation to me so I could send it out to my students?
Actually, what I can do is send you the link for the video and they can watch it.
Perfect. That would be awesome.
Okay. Put,
Awesome. Thank you.
put, I wasn't looking. Who asked that question?
It's Jasmine Moore.
Okay. I'll send it to you, Jasmine.
All right. Thanks, Miss Tony.
No problem. Any other questions, you guys?
Miss Tony, when we attend these, are we allowed to turn on our cameras or do you want us to keep them off?
Well, um, as you are aware, our policy is that we're supposed to have our cameras on for all meetings, but I'm not a stickler for that. If you want camera on, off, I'm not, I'm not going to press it. Um,
No, I want my camera on. I just felt like since we arrived and it was off and then you shut yours off, I was like, and you said something about like bandwidth or you didn't want to slow it down. I was like, okay, I'm not going to turn my camera on then because I don't want to mess up her presentation.
I will always cut mine off because I'm host and my bandwidth for being able to give it without it glitching and interrupting. That's why I do it. Your camera does not affect my bandwidth in that way. But
Okay.
if you were hosting, that would be different.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions, you guys?
I had a student that wanted to do the on-campus work, and that's why I asked that question. So I will definitely refer them to the on-campus people. But have you heard? I don't know anything about. Like I know never to tell a student that goes to Florida State University to seek an on-campus job for a variety of reasons. So do you like know of any of the universities that have that like boast about their on-campus employment programs like the University of Florida, University of Miami? They have these really amazing on-campus programs. And after talking about that with my student, now she wanted more info. And I was like, well, I don't really know, but I figured do you have any insight on that specifically that might not be advertised online?
Now, she's not talking about becoming an employee of University of Florida.
No,
She's
I was just mentioning like the bookstore vibes and just like
yeah,
other things you can do.
each university, each college has a university center, their student service center. They can go there and they will find all of the positions that that each campus is currently offering. How much, the hours, all of that can be found at each school's student center.
Okay, so you don't know of any okay, I just didn't know if you had had heard from a previous student how great one specific school was or anything like that, because I don't really know anything about any of the universities.
Okay,
Um,
okay. Your question is a little vague. I'm not understanding. Break that down for me because you're asking me, for example, let's use University of Florida. You're asking me, do I know if the University of Florida has a job in the bookstore or a job in the student
no,
rec center?
I'm asking you, I know that a student can go to a university center. I will obviously, of course, direct them there. But I know as being in Florida and knowing about different universities, I know, for example, that there are certain universities that offer better benefits that have better incentives. And so I didn't know if just by word of mouth you've maybe heard something from your previous students that have worked with you before or through any of your the connections that you have with the schools or community. That was my question, but it doesn't sound like you.
Okay. And she's looking to go to Florida or she wants to stay in Michigan.
No, she wants to stay in Michigan, but I was saying I don't have that information because I don't have those relationships, you know what I mean? But I can just direct her to the university center again and just ask her to network with students that are already there.
Because all of their programs are really great. They all offer really good opportunities. I've not heard anything negative about or any bad experience that any student has had with any of our, especially are colleges or universities. Now, if you're talking technical schools and programs, that's different. But if we're just strictly talking college and universities, then I've not heard anything negative. They all have good experiences and they all have good programs.
Okay. All right. Well, I will tell her that then.
Okay, you guys, any other questions?
Well, mine's not so much a question. It just kind of jogged my memory. But two of my sisters took jobs at colleges so that they could get the educational benefit for their children. Because as an employee, if you're a full-time employee for a college, your kids get a huge discount.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's kind of a slick trick.
yeah, yeah, they do. And
That's awesome.
that's why I was suggesting when you're looking for a job, look specifically for companies that offer tuition reimbursement and look specifically for schools and universities that you plan on attending. Because again, you just cannot beat free tuition. You can't.
Yeah, and it's like my sister Mary, she and I have the exact same credentials. We're both biology, math teachers, but she was just the secretary to the dean. So she was underpaid, but she had 6 kids who got free tuition.
Yes,
So you can't at a private college, come on. You know what I
yes,
mean? So yeah,
absolutely,
it was cool.
absolutely, absolutely. It's a great opportunity. And these are things that have uh, you know, not been widely publicized. I
Yeah,
know I didn't know anything about it when I was in school.
no, neither did I.
It was unheard of when I was in school.
You
And
know, and
so
Tony, you and me, I think, are in the same boat. My parents didn't go to college, so I didn't have anybody to turn to advise me. You know what I mean? It like, if you don't have somebody to kind of guide you through it, and that's why this program is important. Like your programs are important, but you know, gosh darn, get the kids to go. It's like pulling teeth. I don't know, man. I'm going crazy, you know?
I understood. I sometimes it's like pulling my hair because I often go, I'm I'm saying it's free and you still won't,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Especially
it's
kids are
like,
anxious about the financial aid, and I'm like, look, start with Tony. She'll direct you. It's painless. Just go. You know what I mean? So I don't know. One thing I've been doing, like I stumbled onto a CNA program. Well, I've shared that out to 4 students now. The girls that I've shared it out to are all within like possibly graduating soon. Whether they take advantage or not, it motivates them to think. Like I gave a lot of the stuff that I've been borrowing from you, like different things I've popped into. I gave it to this one kid, uh, and talking to him about finding a skilled trade and stuff. But then his mom found a plumber program in Livonia, an apprenticeship program. So I didn't find the program, but our conversations and looking at the various stuff I sent him, A, motivated him to work harder in his classes and finish sooner. But B, it got the family involved, and then they found a program that suited him, which was a close drive from their home. So like we need to encourage the staff to utilize career planning as a motivator to create engagement, dialogue with families. Uh, it takes if all they're looking at is their classes, that's not very fun for kids. But if they're dreaming about having a job that pays them nicely, well, then the classes don't seem to be as difficult. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they see it as a stepping stone, not a wall. I don't know how to articulate it, but I think you know where I'm coming from. But
absolutely,
I don't know. It's a good
absolutely.
strategy. It's I got a lot of recognition, like well, from Nadia's trying to put her program together, and hers is born of trying to get kids to come into power hours, you're admin, so I don't want to like say anything negative, but it's just, gosh, I don't know that it's going to work for our population. It seems like some people have this fantasy that we're going to recreate a regular school online, and I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, I'm open to it, but I don't think it's going to happen. So anyway,
You know, they're here for a reason.
exactly,
So
exactly,
they don't
exactly,
want to be in traditional school,
exactly. Yeah,
and understood, and especially since the pandemic showed everyone that you can do it online and be successful at it, you know.
yeah.
And now
Well,
that people see that, they're like, oh, okay, well, never mind then.
yeah. Well, but I'll tell you this. I said this to Jen Nickel a year ago. I said the brick and mortar schools liked us when we took their dropout kids. But when they started, like a lot of Christian families don't like what's being presented in high schools nowadays.
Yeah,
And it
yeah.
doesn't matter what side you're on, but it's just the fact a lot of them have left. So we've gotten a lot of very nice kids. Well, the brick and mortars want those back because
Well, that is all my time for today. Thanks so much for tuning in to College and Career Pathways. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. Thanks so much. Everyone have a great day.